Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into some really critical hardware. The WolfPack Universal Video Output Card, designed for these big modular matrix systems. And our mission today is really to understand how this gear solves what you might call the uncertainty problem.
Right, that huge headache of what do you do when you have every source type imaginable in a dozen different kinds of displays?
Exactly.
And what's fascinating here is how the physical design itself tackles system reliability right from the start. We're talking about a 1080p output card. It's designed to slide into their modular chassis, the 9x9s, 18x18s, and even the 36x36 systems.
And the key, I imagine, is that it's modular, right?
That is the whole game. They use these one-port slide-in cards. So if an output fails,
You're not throwing out the entire multi-thousand-dollar box.
not at all. You just replace that one single card. It turns a potential crisis into a $250 maintenance job. For places like casinos that can't afford any downtime, that's critical.
Okay, so that brings us to the name. Why universal? What makes this MAV card so universal?
It really all comes down to the port they chose to use, which is a DVI port.
DVII. That's a bit of an older port, isn't it? Seems like an interesting choice.
It is, but that's where the versatility comes from. The I stands for integrated, so it supports both digital and analog signals. By using simple adapters, HDMI to DVI, VGA to DVI, even component to DVI, you can hook up pretty much any source you can think of.
Ah, I see. So you're solving the patchwork problem of having legacy and modern equipment all in one place?
You got it.
So that handles variety. But variety doesn't mean much if you switch sources and you're staring at a black screen for several seconds. Which brings me to speed. The spec sheet claims a switching time of 100 milliseconds. I mean, that's just zero point 0.1 seconds. How is that even possible?
Well, the short answer is it's doing everything at once. It's
Mhm.
processing in parallel, not one step after another. It runs the EDI hop and the HDCP handshake at the same time.
The digital handshake, basically, to agree on resolution and security.
Exactly. And it uses a frame buffer. Think of it as a little bit of memory holding the video signal ready to go. That's what allows for that near-instant frame-to-frame switch.
And for the installer who has to actually get all those resolutions right, I saw it has manual scaling right on the hardware.
It does, yeah. A tiny 8-pin DIP switch.
So no need to mess with software for basic scaling. You can just flick a switch.
Yep, you can scale up or down right there.
Yeah.
They were definitely thinking of the person behind the rack.
What about audio?
Also flexible. It's got a separate 3.5mm connector, so you can embed audio on the input side and then de-embed it right here on the output card. Gives you much cleaner control.
Okay, let's touch on integration because this is where it gets tricky. The company is very clear that they are not certified by the big control companies. Crestron, Control4, AMX, isn't that a massive limitation for enterprise clients?
You'd think so, but it's really a calculated choice, and it's one that can actually save the end user thousands of dollars.
How does that work?
Instead of relying on expensive proprietary drivers, they just provide a simple RS-232 script. This means any decent AV professional can write their own driver very quickly, and that cuts way down on installation labor costs.
And the command language is simple.
Incredibly simple. For example, if you want input 8 to go to outputs 1, 8, and 16, the command is just 8, 1, and 8, and 16. That's it. That directness saves a ton of programming time.
So if you're working with this kind of infrastructure, what you're gaining is immense adaptability, that lightning-fast switching, and probably most importantly, modular reliability.
And beyond the hardware, you should consider the service guarantee they offer. They have this 2-year advanced replacement warranty. They promise a replacement unit shipped in the USA within 24 hours of verifying a failure.
Wow.
So here's a final thought to mull over. What does this commitment to speed, both the speed of the video signal switching and the speed of the hardware replacement, what does that tell you about the absolute premium that's placed on uptime in these high-demand professional environments?
It tells me that speed isn't a feature, it's the price of entry.
It's everything.